Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? How was your weekend, y'all? How y'all been? I know it's been a little minute. It's been a minute. How y'all doing? Is your week off to a great start? Is your year still good? Y'all still happy with 2026? I think I am. I am. It's some beautiful things. Life is blowing me kisses. I cannot complain. It's some things going on, and I'm going to share some stuff with you today on top of this dynamic guest. Y'all, this guest is a chef's kiss. I cannot wait to bring her on. I'm telling y'all, right? But anyway, I know it's been a minute since we met, and so since we went live. But it still works the same. Put your comments. Let me know that you're here. Of course, I will bring your comments on. Hopefully, this episode StreamYard and Facebook, they talking to each other because last time they weren't talking to each other and y'all was on here and, we had to go to YouTube, but it's all good. But anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and get my housekeeping going. Thank y'all so much for joining me. As always, I just want to thank every single one of y'all for pulling up. So whether you're watching me live on Facebook, YouTube, or you catching a replay, I see you, I love you, and I appreciate you. All right, so let me go ahead and get this housekeeping done. All right, so let me see here. Y'all already know that y'all should be liking, subscribing across all platforms, y'all. Y'all already know. Now, for my new listeners, you might not know what I'm going to say, but for my ones that listen every week, y'all already know what I'm going to say. Now, on YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period. If you don't put the period, you're going to be somewhere else, right? If you want to join the forum, oh my goodness. And that forum just makes me giggle, y'all. And I know I say that all the time, but join the forum is Relationship Soup Group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC, right? And let me see where else. And on IG is Relationship Soup. Now listen, y'all already know where I am going. Hello, me. As you know, this is my children's book. It's my 100-page picture affirmation book for children. There's positive affirmations, y'all. I'm just going to share. I try to share a little bit, but I be wanting y'all to get the book. So this is the book right here. Y'all already know. Make sure that y'all either DM me, available on Amazon, Kindle, Barnes and Nobles. This book is available in several platforms. So please make sure that you get Hello Me and gift a baby the gift of being able to look at themselves positive in a positive light. Now, I do want to share something with you really quickly, y'all. Look, Hello Me and me, we're going to be at the Children's Museum Jamboree event this Saturday, June 6th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Children's Museum, y'all. And I'm telling you, I'm going to have signed copies. I have the hardback. I'll have the softback, y'all. It's going to be a wonderful event. It's TCMs, as I call them, right? Because we on an abbreviated basis. I'm just saying, right? But anyway, the Children's Museum, they have a Juneteenth Jamboree, y'all. It's going to be a fantastic event. There's going to be live performances. There's going to be all kind of community stuff, activities, some consciousness going on. So make sure that you join me. Come and visit my area, my little booth, and I will have signed copies. We can say affirmations together. We can do all that. So just make sure that you are joining me June 6th at the Children's Museum from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on this upcoming Saturday. All right, y'all. So let me see here. I see that I have a few comments. Thank you, Jay Desiree, for joining me. You do not miss, fam. I tell you, you do not miss. You be on here every week. Tonality, happy Tuesday to you. I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me, Golden Star. What's the book? Are you asking what's the book? Just in case, it's Hello Me, and it's available on Amazon, and you can DM me as well, and you can about getting you a copy, right? Absolutely, you are very welcome. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead and get into this episode. Oh my goodness, I am so excited about this episode. I'm so excited about this guest, a fellow author who is extremely genius. That's all I got to say about that. Today, my guest is Elizabeth Jones. And let me tell y'all something. My name is actually a derivative of the name Elizabeth, right? Y'all already know I'm big on names and meanings and stuff like that. But anyway, she is the brilliant writer behind the thought-provoking book, A Woman with Two Husbands. Yes, a woman with two husbands. Okay? Now, the title alone is going to start conversations, right? This book is starting conversations. There is a buzz about this book. And honestly, that's one reason why I wanted to have her on the show, right? This episode is just not about the shock value, because I know some of y'all was probably clutching the pearls, right? Some of y'all a little traditional, right? But it's about understanding people, understanding choices, exploring emotional, cultural, and personal layers behind unconventional relationships, and the stories we tell ourselves about what love is supposed to look like, etc. Right? We're gonna be getting into all kind of stuff, y'all. We're gonna learn about Elizabeth. We are gonna learn about her inspiration behind the book and all of that. So, go ahead and grab your favorite beverage, right? Because we are about to get in here. Whether you came in here curious, skeptical, open-minded, or just simply interested, get ready for a great conversation, because we are about to do that. I'm just saying we're about to do it. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring on my guest, Liz Jones. How are you, Liz?
Hello.
How are you? How are you? Can you hear me okay, Liz?
I cannot hear.
Can you hear me now? You still can't hear me?
Wait,
I promise we did we did a sound check, y'all. It be happening like that. Now listen, is Mercury in retrograde? Because I don't even know. Mercury might be in retrograde. I ain't checked the little calendar or whatever. So
I cannot hear you.
you still can't hear me. Do you want to log off and log back in?
Mm-mm.
Let's see here. Let's see. Is your volume turned up?
Still can't hear you.
You still can't hear me? Can y'all hear
No.
me? Can everybody else hear me? I just want to make sure. Can everybody else in the audience hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let's see here. I don't know. Because we did a sound check and it was working
Hold on
fine.
just a second.
I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let Liz figure out this sound. And we're just going to go ahead and go from there. Let me go ahead and bring Liz back on. Okay.
I
Liz,
still cannot hear you.
can you hear me now, Liz? Or what we can do is let me call you. Let me call you, because look, we didn't have this happen before. Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yep, there you go. Are you able to hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot hear anything.
We're gonna figure this out. Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Okay, Liz. Do you want me to just do the interview this way via speakerphone? Because I'm not sure what happened, because I could hear you fine during the sound check. So
I know. I don't know what is going on. But you can't see me, can you?
I can't see you now. No.
Here, let me do it this way.
Okay.
Okay, I am calling your number.
All right. All righty. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, is that better?
I think there's going to be an echo, though. Can you hear me? Do you
Now
have
I
it?
think, yep. Now I think it's working.
Okay, so you can hear me now?
I can hear you
Okay,
now.
I feel, listen. I was feeling like Sprint for a minute. I'm like, can you hear me now?
I
Can you hear
can.
me
I
now?
can. Yes, I can.
Hey, it was all good. That delay was for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
As always.
So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, beautiful. I appreciate you so much. And I'm telling you, and like we were talking before the show, I'm excited about your book. And congratulations, because
Thank
just
you.
that whole process to writing your book, getting it out, all of that, and then the events that come. It ain't look. It's joyous, but it's a process. Am I
It
lying?
is. It is a process. It's not easy. You got to have a good team behind you. And I most definitely do have them. Praises to my team, my parents, my sponsors, my best friends, my boyfriend, my family. They all support me, and I really do appreciate it. They don't know how much I appreciate them so much.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A good team is a blessing. It's a blessing. Absolutely. So I feel you there. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this interview. Now, I didn't read all about you in the bio, but I don't even want to, I gave them a little snippet. Tell my audience something about you and your journey as an author.
It hasn't been easy. When I first started, I would say my son was he was very young. My
Mm-hmm.
son he is 9, about to be 10 now. And one of my son's godfather, which is my best friend, he
Mm-hmm.
is the one that actually inspired me to write the book.
Okay. Okay.
So he most definitely would tease me all the time and be like, "Girl, you a woman with two husbands." I'll be like, "Don't do that." He like, "You got two men love you." I said, "No, I don't."
See. Okay. Okay. All
And
right.
he was like, "But with all the stories that I used to tell him about how I would see relationships and stuff like that, he was
Mhm.
like, you really should write a book." And he was like, "I'm gonna give you the title." And he gave me A Woman with Two Husbands, the title, and I ran with it.
I love that.
And he most definitely was with me during the times I would call and be like, "Hey, does this sound right? Is
Mhm.
this okay? Does this sound good?" Because when it comes to characters in your book, you know, I'm not a guy.
Mhm.
So I don't know what a guy would say, but I most definitely can kind of make up my own things. And he will help me to kind of critique how a guy would talk as far as my characters are concerned. So he most definitely did help me along the way of my journey through writing the book.
Good. It's good that you have him, right? Because you
Yeah.
want these characters to be believable and
Mhm.
authentic and all that, right? Because women, we gonna talk a little different, right?
Right.
And sometimes, like even on social media, like you could tell when somebody posing, like that's really a woman, and they try to act like they a man. It was
Right.
now that's just conversations we've had in relationship soup. Like who lying to kick it because we already know you a woman because the way you respond, that's feminine. You and your divine feminine. You hear me? But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. He most definitely be like, don't put that in there. Put this in there. And I'll be like,
right?
okay, okay.
Absolutely right. I'm giggling because as I'm talking, like these little scenarios just running through my head. Like I should buy him flowers. Like man, I don't want no flowers. Well,
But then again, some men
some,
do they
some
do like flowers. They do.
absolutely. They do. They do. And I feel like you should give a man his flowers, just depending on
Yes.
how he want it. He
Yes.
his flowers, how he can receive it. All right. So may I ask you this next question?
Yes.
Okay. So um why do you think that society is so fascinated by unconventional relationships, right? So, because I know that just even in my timeline alone in my feed, there are so many different posts or reels about relationships that are not your conventional ones. Like from your point of view, why do you feel that is?
Um, that's a good question. Unconventional relationships. I mean, I'm not, I love being in a relationship.
Mhm.
I love being married. I want
Absolutely.
to be married. So I'm not, when it comes down to the relationship, I have my own perspective of, I feel that being in a relationship with someone,
Hmm.
like, I have a time limit,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and most people don't have that. They don't mind being in a long relationship with a person and going through the rough times and stuff like that. But I see myself being married.
Mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm.
I'm marriage material. So, it's kind of that's a complex situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. And maybe it's more about like this the curiosity piece, right? Because
Mhm.
we know that society tells us, or whether it's society, whether it's cultural, whatever, right? We
Mhm.
have our ideals about what a relationship is, right? And
Mhm.
maybe, just maybe, it's the curiosity, or where people really get um curious about stuff like relationships that are not your norm, if you will, right?
Right, right.
Because I know that in the past I've had guests and stuff that were not in conventional relationships, and
Mhm.
people were really intrigued, right?
Right.
It's just curiosity, right?
It
Maybe.
is. It is. So me writing my book,
Mm-hmm,
it was just it's more of what I've seen,
mm-hmm,
in a lot of people that are my friends and stuff like that. Although it
mm-hmm,
is a fiction book,
mm-hmm,
but it does recognize the complexity of relationships.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And a lot of people would say that they wouldn't put themselves in that situation, but you don't know until you get yourself into that complex situation.
That's very true, right? Because I think some of us have said, I would never.
Hmm.
I would never ever. I couldn't deal with what they dealing with, right? Am I lying?
Right,
Have some
right.
of us not said that, right? All to
Yeah.
find ourselves in situations where we would never.
Hmm. That
Yes,
is true. And
absolutely,
I always tell people, if you like it, I love it. Look, I am not in your relationship. I'm not the one that has to lay with your situation. You are. You're
absolutely.
if regardless of if it's my friend or not, I'ma love you regardless.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a lot when it comes to those complex relationships.
And yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And just observing even the complex, the unconventional ones, there seems to sometimes be some of the common problems, if you will,
Hmm.
or adversity, if you will. So
Yeah, that is correct.
absolutely. So may I ask you this?
Hmm.
What do you want your readers, like, what do you want them to feel emotionally while they're reading your book? Like, what you want them to feel?
I want them to feel like as they're reading,
Hmm.
for them to say, "Why do I feel like she know me?
Hmm.
Why do I feel like I've been in this situation before?"
Hmm.
I want to make sure that you're able to feel the emotions of each character,
Hmm.
and that determines who you like and who you don't like. You
Okay.
know, I think that is my concept, and I think that a lot of people, because I've had people to read my book before I did my expo, and um, the response has been great. And it's always someone that be like, "Girl, let me tell you about Diamond." I'll be like, "Who is Diamond?" Because you caught me off guard. That is my character. I promise you, that is like my sister.
Absolutely.
So,
I love
it makes me feel good when I hear people come to me and tell me about my characters and how I made them come alive and make them feel as if it was someone in their family or if it's them.
that makes sense. To have relatable characters, right? That's
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see here. Let me ask you this. So, in your opinion, can people truly love more than one person deeply at one time? Like this, in your personal opinion, I know we kind of talked a few before the show a little bit. What do you think? Do you feel like people can truly love more than one person at one time? Just your personal opinion.
Yeah, I do. I do feel like people can love more than one person at one time.
Okay.
Um, it may be different things that they love out of their person that they bring to the table for them that makes them more attractive to them
Mm-hmm.
and want to be with them. You know, love is a complicated thing.
That makes sense. And look, we've had that conversation in soup as well.
Yes, ma'am. We sure have. It is. It's very complicated. I mean, you have to you go through a lot when you're in love and you love a person, and those are two different things.
Mm. When you love a person, when you're in love with a person.
Yes,
Mm,
ma'am. It sure is.
that makes
Because you
sense.
can love a person all day long, but being in love is a different type of situation. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's hard. It's complicated. It's um a lot. It's more ups than it is downs.
Mm-hmm. 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 That makes sense. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. All right, I
So
see we have. What were you going to say? I have a delay.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. You're
It
fine.
looks like it's some people in the comments. Thank you for joining me. Joining us, Miss Carolyn Keener. She says, "I see you, Liz."
Hi, Mom.
Mommy. Thanks for joining us, beautiful. We appreciate you. We really do. See, and having the support of your mama. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. I love my mama. I love my mama.
absolutely. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. The support and prayers of a mama is a beautiful thing. Daddy too. Daddy too.
Yes,
I'm
it
not dismissing
is.
the daddies because it's my audience. They're hugely men.
Yeah, that's
I ain't dismissing
understandable.
y'all. I ain't dismissing y'all daddies. I ain't dismissing.
No, we are not dismissing the dads. We love you as well.
We do. We do. Okay, so let's see here. So tonality has a question.
Hmm.
Relationships of all kinds are not a what is that monolith and
Hmm.
can be complex depending on your past experience, can shape your vantage point. But in the words of Lauren Hill, it could all be so simple. I can see that.
It can be simple. The
Yeah.
thing is, you know, when she said about past experience,
Mhm,
one thing I don't do in relationships is the past experience. When you go into a new relationship, you go in open,
mhm,
your eyes open, your ears open.
mhm,
You
mhm,
know, because at the end of the day, you have to forgive whatever experience that you had in your past.
mhm.
But in order to forgive it, you have to forgive yourself first.
Absolutely. That is so important, to do the work and forgive yourself, right? And to actually look, and just in my opinion, to learn the lessons as well, to learn the lessons, you were meant to teach what you were supposed to teach, learn the lessons, right? And then understand your patterns too. I think
Mhm.
there are so many layers to that, right? Because the past, can be a teacher, right?
Yes.
And the person that you are today is because of your past, right?
Right.
But it's a fine line.
Yep.
It's a fine line because don't be making me sound like Tina. I ain't Tina. You feel me? Because I didn't do something or I did something that triggered that. I am not Tina. My name is not Susan. Right? We
Right.
said it. My name ain't Susan. So I like what you said about, coming into it with an open, being open, right? And then just being aware because,
Hmm.
be aware with those triggers or be aware, how you moving, right? Because
Right.
all men ain't the same. All everybody ain't like your exes. They not.
Right.
They not.
Right.
They not.
And all women are not the same too, as well, fellas.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. All right, so let's see here. So, LaDanya J. Jones, I'm here too, big sister. Hey, beautiful. Thanks for
Hey,
joining.
big sister.
Aw, see, that's it's beautiful.
I told you that's my team.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing. That is an absolute. All right, so let's see here. So, Tonality says, "Give a man his." Well, some men, hey, it's probably some men out there that like flowers for real. But I'm gonna give my man. I do believe
Yeah,
in giving a man their flowers, right?
as you should. I
Absolutely.
believe in it too myself, most
Absolutely.
definitely. And then flowers don't have to necessarily be flowers, Um, little gestures that you do for your man is flowers, as well as cards, gift cards, taking them out, There's so many things that you can do than just give them physical flowers.
Absolutely, right? You can pray for them, words of affirmation and just different things like that, fix their favorite meal, stuff like that. Like
Oh,
just,
the meal gonna trigger everything.
you hear me? You hear me? Like that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite parts about being in a relationship is being able to, do things like that, right? Just
Oh yeah, most definitely.
all right, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and move on. So let me ask you this. What was the most difficult part of writing this book, whether emotionally or mentally? What was one of the most difficult parts?
I would say the most difficult part would be that sometimes I would have writer's block.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And when I did have writer's block, I would reread what I typed up,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and it kind of helped me to get back on focus. I mean, not only that, I have my son that I love him dearly, but he does sports and he is sometimes everywhere. So, you have to take a pause for
mm-hmm,
your family too as well,
mm-hmm.
and take care of that. But the main thing, it was more of the writer's block.
Yes.
You get that a lot, especially if you are very detailed. My book is very detailed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it breaks down a lot of things in a lot of scenarios and situations. And because of that, you have to be focused.
Absolutely.
And so the writer's block was my main thing. But after I was clear from some of that writer's block, I was on it and I was getting through with that book very quickly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I definitely feel you there, right? And writer's block can be so discouraging because you like, why can't I just write something? Why ain't this flowing right now, right? But the beauty of that is, and like you just said, then, when it comes together, you're able just to move through it. And sometimes I think those blocks, those delays are for a reason so that you can
Yep.
move through those things. And so being able to handle writer's block that way, I think that it makes it a little bit easier to swallow, if you will, like when you are, dealing with that. So,
And encouragement, like I said, I had people encouraging me, because sometimes I did it. I felt like I was just like overwhelmed, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't get out what I want to say because I'm not focused. It's something that's going on with me that I need to figure out before I'm able to complete whatever needs to be completed as far as like my chapters and stuff like that. It was very frustrating at a point, and I will call my best friends, my mom, and be crying, and they be like, look here, you got this.
absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
most definitely you got this. So stop thinking that you don't. Just take a moment. Maybe you need to pause. Maybe you need to give yourself a break, and that'll help you get back on focus.
That's true. That's true. Look, God bless your team. You know,
Thank you.
absolutely. Because you need that.
Yeah.
Not only when writing a book, but in life, that helps. That support is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful
Yes.
thing. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. Now, what do you think women are still afraid to say openly about love and happiness? Or do you?
Um, whew. I can't speak for women, but I'm pretty open.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I need to probably work on my filter. I don't have a filter when it comes down to relationships and love. I'm just gonna tell it like it is.
Mm-hmm,
If I don't feel like something is not working for us, I'm gonna tell you.
mm-hmm.
And maybe I need to work on it.
You know what? Let me tell you just my thoughts on that. I think you should always be genuine and authentic with your person, right?
Hmm.
For a number of reasons. but I feel like maybe there's a way. I think
Yep.
that it's really important to say, hey, whatever that is. I think that's part of being a divine feminine, right? Just being
Right.
able to, be authentic and say what's good for you or the relationship or whatever, right? I think it's just a way to say it, right? Like it
Mhm.
could be something like, may I ask you a question about something, or may I put this out there, rather than, whatever. It's not that you're not being true to yourself, because sometimes certain presentations, right, and energy and all that stuff, it determines how it's received, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
At the root of it all, I really feel like it is important to express yourself and to be real
Right.
and authentic, because you want to give that person the option to love the real you, right? And by
Mm-hmm.
being able to operate in your authentic self, by saying, by expressing, right? Because even to express is feminine. To express yourself is femininity,
It
right?
is.
I
It
think that's
is.
very important, because I think sometimes in some relationships, what I've seen in relationship soup and things like that, the expression and being honest isn't always there for whatever reasons, right? Not that a
Right.
person is always trying to be malicious. It could be childhood or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, because I'm like, no, you need to say that. You need to express it.
It's not the expressing, it's more of because I am such a hard stone. I it's hard for me to be able to bring have my femininity I can't even say the word, but because I'm so hard and I'm so tough. And it's not that it's tough because I'm tough on myself. And so and that's something that I'm working on, but in the book it expresses totally somebody that's totally different,
I love
you
that.
know. And so it is actually is showing you a different side of me as a writer and my thinking and
Mhm.
how I think.
I love that.
So yeah.
I love that. Isn't that something, how writing just brings that out?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Let's see. We have some more comments. Let's see here. Convo with Sino checking in. Thanks for checking in, Sino. We appreciate you, a fellow
Hello, hello.
podcaster. Absolutely. Cook that food. Listen, I'm telling you, when I'm in a relationship, when I'm in one, oh, I'm gonna cook. You hear
Oh,
me?
I most definitely gonna do that too. I'm most
Right?
definitely gonna do that. My
I know.
boyfriend, he was like, I think you have spoiled me because you always cooking. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that's my love language. I mean, I'm a chef, so I do need to cook.
Listen, I might need to list. I'm just saying. Look, so I can have them in my back pocket. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time to use it,
Yes, ma'am. I know that's right. Yeah, I got some
absolutely.
good recipes.
Hey, yes, absolutely. Yes, even though, certain conversations out there will tell you don't cook for no boyfriend. Don't cook for that. We
I'm
gotta eat.
still gonna- Yeah, we gotta eat. Everybody gotta eat.
Look, I'm gonna cook, right? It's on him, like, and when I'm in a relationship, that's on him. If he appreciate it or not, I'm gonna cook. We gonna eat, and we gonna eat good. It's gonna be
Oh,
good.
there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. So Tonality says, as a producer, writer's block can be frustrating, but I allow life and my surroundings to give me inspiration. Creativity is all around. We just
Yes,
have
it
to
is.
pause and pay attention.
Yep. She is that is accurate. Most
Mhm.
definitely agree with you on that. Because
Absolutely.
life experiences and then even being outside and seeing certain situations, it can give you an idea for you to be like, "Ooh, I need to add that.
Hmm.
I need to find a way to put that into my story."
Hmm.
Because you never know what you see around that will inspire you. So I most definitely agree with her on that. I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you one more. I got a couple more. Um, how do you personally define freedom in relationships? Like, how would you define freedom in a relationship? Because, like, sometimes when we hear the word relationships, we thinking clank clank, ball and chain, right? But there should be freedoms in relationship. It should not feel, you know, clank clank. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Freedom is more, it's in order to have freedom, you got to have trust.
Facts. Facts.
Trust is the number one thing in order for you to be able to feel that you have that freedom.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You don't always have to have somebody to be like, where you going, what you doing, when you coming home.
mm-hmm,
That's, to me, I feel like that's an insecurity, but
mm-hmm,
uh, other people may see that being concerned. And I see both sides of that. Most definitely see both sides because anything can happen. But as long as you have that trust, I think that that's where the freedom comes in.
mm-hmm. I can see that. I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's see here. So, cooking is a love language.
Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I cook Italian food. I mean, I can cook any type of food, but I went to school for Italian food.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what's your specialty? Okay, I know Italian. So, is there a certain dish that you like? Oh, man, that's just my favorite dish to fix.
My dish that I like would be my Tuscan salmon
Ooh,
pasta. My Tuscan salmon pasta. Oh, I love that.
that sounds so good. It's a running joke because on Tuesdays, for some reason, like I get teased and I will mention, oh man, we about to wrap this up because I'm about to go eat. Now you got my stomach over here. That sounds so good. Okay, I see you. I see you. So does Boo Thang, does he have a favorite dish that you fix?
He say all of them.
I was gonna say that. Smart man.
Whatever you cook, I'm okay with that.
Smart man.
It's always good. I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So do you have your book now? You have your
I
book now.
do. I
Show
do.
my audience that beautiful
This
cover.
is
Okay.
my cover.
Yes. I love it.
This is my paperback,
Yes.
and this one is my hardcover.
I love beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I see why she got two husbands.
When I was at the expo, my best friend, she told me, she's like, girl, next time we gonna need to have like some two models that look like the book so we can so then they can attract more people over.
Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, I remember seeing your cover like, ooh, why everybody on this cover beautiful though? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. So tonality says relationships should have levels of freedom, just don't be freedom.
Okay, don't be freedom.
Absolutely.
I know that's right.
You know, I agree with that. There should be freedom. And I mean, at the end of the day, you got to trust a person to
Yep,
move, accordingly as per your relationship, right?
right. You
Yeah,
are the representation of your other.
absolutely you are.
Because when people see you and you're by yourself, you
Hmm.
representing both of you guys.
Absolutely.
And because of that, there shouldn't, once again, it goes back to that trust, just like you just said.
Hmm.
Trust determines everything.
Absolutely it does.
And that makes the freedom, you have more freedom to do what needs to be done because and he knows that you're doing the right thing.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Now, where can our audience connect with you on social media, follow your journey, look, get your book and all that? Where can my audience find you? And I'll also post it in the thread as well.
Okay, so for my social media, you can look me up at IG on at Love Jones 83 Red.
Hmm.
And for my book, you can most definitely, if you would like to purchase it, my paperback is 30 and my hardcover is $40. And you can either purchase it on Amazon or you can go to my website, which is www.herstoryunfiltered.com.
Perfect. And I will put all that in the chat if y'all didn't catch it, because I can see somebody trying to write it down or whatever on their phone. I will put it in the chat, you all. I will definitely put all of Liz's information in the chat. All right. So finally, what words of wisdom or encouragement would you like to leave with our listeners today?
My encouragement, number one encouragement is never give up.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a dream, it doesn't matter how old you get, you continue with that dream. Never get sidetracked from a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
9 to 5 will always be there, but your dream dies when you die. So
That's
always keep that dream as the number one thing. Keep God first, most definitely,
absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
continue to go for your goal, whatever dreams that you have.
I love that. Absolutely. All right, Liz. Well, I will get you out of here and do a wrap up. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
And we're gonna stay in contact because I need to start collecting some recipes. I'm just saying.
I can most definitely hook you up with those.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, beautiful.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Boom. So hey, you heard it here first, right? Excellent, excellent, excellent guest, right? Thank you so much, Melody. I appreciate that. I absolutely do. All right, y'all. So you've heard it here. So one thing I want to do before we wrap up, because you already know it's getting close. It's close. I wasn't really lying. Like my stomach really is growling. Like that Tuscan salmon sounds so good. All right. So let me see here. I do have an affirmation that I want to share. And like I said, I will put all of Liz's information in the thread so that you can follow Liz and all of that. So let me go ahead and share this affirmation with you before I do my housekeeping and get out of here. Let's see here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat. I know that there is a small delay. Let me go ahead and bring this on. All right, so my affirmation for today is I trust the divine unfolding of my life. I release fear, judgment, and limitation. Love, wisdom, and truth guide me into relationships and experiences that honor my highest good, my highest self. Right, I had to put that in there. What is meant for me arrives with clarity, peace, and abundance, right? So I hope that sits with you all. Thank y'all so much for listening tonight and rocking with Relationship Soup. Y'all be showing up, and I appreciate that. Of course, if this episode blessed you, moved you, or whatever, please make sure that you're liking, sharing, and subscribing across all platforms. Okay, y'all already know I'm gonna say that. Okay, so it's on YouTube. It's Relationship Soup. Period. You want to follow the group, get in the group, y'all. Come on, get in the group. It's Relationship Soup group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC, right? And of course, hello me. Make sure that you get this book. Join me Saturday. Join us Saturday at the Children's Museum in Indy from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hello Me will be there. And if you already have copies and all of that, make sure that you bring your copy with you and I will sign it, right? There's so many events and stuff coming up and I will keep you all abreast as those happen, right? I ain't forgot, right? Just as they come up, I will share them with you. Let's see here. Is there anything else? To all my listeners, my guest, Liz Jones, thanks so much for joining me. All of my listeners, y'all know who y'all are. Thank y'all. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all so much, right? And, as always, you got to make sure that you are loving yourself first. Really give yourself a chance. Do the work, right? Love yourself. One of my other affirmations today is I am love. You are love, right? What you believe you are, you will attract to you, right? So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I'm hungry. Now I gotta go find some salmon because Liz lived way too far. I can't even, holler at her, be like, hey, what you cooking tonight? She like 800 miles away. Now I gotta go find some salmon, Liz. Some Tuscan salmon, right? It can't even be no other. It can't be nothing but Tuscan. Now I gotta figure it out. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Until we meet next time. Peace.